everyone, I'm Trevor, and today we're at Disneyland to bring you a February construction update. So let's get going. And we are going to begin our February construction update here on Main Street. As you can see, the Disneyland City Hall is completely under scrim and construction wall. It's still open. You still can go into guest services and talk to them. And during the construction, the restrooms are still open. My boys were concerned about that when we got here this morning. Let's start over in Tomorrowland for once. And oh look, Stumpy found a friend. Stumpy is what I call the little blue thing there where Astro Orbiter was, but this is new since the last time I was here. And I am happy to report that just yesterday we found out when the Astro Orbiter will be reopening, and it is going to be March 8th. Astro Orbiter has been closed since December for a fairly lengthy refurb through winter of 2024, it said, but we now know it will open before spring break officially begins. And right here in the hub, as we mentioned last month, Magic Happens will make its return on February 2nd, and it comes through this area. I know people have asked me before, where does the parade go? It starts at It's a Small World and works its way down past the Matterhorn through this area here in the hub, and then down Main Street, and it ends down by the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. And then in the evening, they do it the opposite way. Also last month, we reported that Mickey's Mix and Magic was making its way back, but the refurb calendar at the time only had the weekdays listed as Mickey's Mix and Magic with projections. But now we see on the calendar that fireworks are there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We theorized that that was probably the case in the last video. They just hadn't updated the refurb calendar, but now it is definitely in there for sure. Fireworks Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Projections on the castle the rest of the days of the week. Over here deep in Fantasyland at the Fantasyland Theater, the Lion King show did make its final run on January 7th, and as you can see, there is nothing in its place. That doesn't mean that Disneyland has nothing planned for the Fantasyland Theater, however. Celebrate Gospel will be coming in February on two Saturdays, February 17th and February 24th. The show or the performance here will start at 2:30 in the afternoon and run till 7. That's all the website says. I don't know if that means it's a constant thing or if they're just, like intermittent performances throughout the day, and there'll be more times available as we get closer. There will be two feature performers on February 17th. The feature performer is going to be Marvin Sapp. And then on February 24th, the feature performer is going to be Tasha Cobbs Leonard. And local choir groups will be participating throughout the event. So that's going to be on February 17th and 24th. Celebrate Gospel will be here at the Fantasyland Theater. Up here in Mickey's Toontown, I did find a small construction wall outside of Donald's boat house. I don't know if that's what it's called, but we do have a minor construction wall. It doesn't really affect a whole lot. This is the entrance to Chippendale's Gadget Coaster, and it's still wide open. And on the other side, you can still access almost everything in this land. It's just over there off to the right on the other side of the fence. So yeah, everything is pretty much open. I don't think it affects anything. It's just a visual construction wall. It is a freakishly warm January day today as I film this, January 27th. And I got a boys an apple freeze because it's 81 degrees. I should probably tell you that that's not going to stay the case. The high is like 55 next Saturday. I just noticed this was not on the refurb calendar because the restaurant is not actually closed. The Stage Door Cafe is open, but they do have construction walls and scrim up around the restaurant here. Just, I guess, touching up the outsides, but the restaurant, again, remains in operation, as is the seating area outdoors next to it. The Mark Twain riverboat, of course, still in dry dock. It is set to reopen on February 10th. According to my notes, this got delayed a week, so we reported to you last video that it was going to open, I think, on February 2nd or 3rd, but now it's not slated to open until February 10th. So Disney has delayed the reopening of the Mark Twain riverboat by about a week. Now, there have been reports floating around that the sailing ship Columbia is also going to close between like February 5th and 8th, but I have not seen any information about that online, at least on the refurb calendar. A couple other people are reporting that that's the case, but the refurb calendar does not have the sailing ship Columbia listed, so it may close or it may not. Of course, the biggest transformation is that Haunted Mansion is now closed, as is the entire space between Tianas Palace and Haunted Mansion, as they begin their huge refurb of this whole area. and so Haunted Mansion is closed until further notice, with still no reopening date announced. However, if you do take a look here, you will notice that they did remove the Haunted Mansion holiday overlay. And one of our initial theories was that they were going to leave the holiday overlay up and just reopen Haunted Mansion in August as Haunted Mansion Holiday. So the fact that they've taken it down either means that they had to for construction purposes, or they might reopen before Haunted Mansion Holiday. So that's the hope. They do still have some of the fun queue things like Rust in Peace and I'll Be Back over there on the wall, on the construction wall here as you walk by. You will be able to enjoy some of that as you're walking by. Now, not yet under construction is this area next to the exit of the attraction where they're currently selling merchandise. This is going to get changed into a Memento Mori store, and so eventually this will have to come under construction as well, but it is not currently. And our last update for Disneyland is that Tianas Bayou Adventure is making some progress. In the last couple of weeks, we've seen the addition here of the water tower, and I feel like they are continuing to smooth out the appearance here of the Bayou. I did see Walt Disney World's. Theirs is a lot further along than ours. They closed earlier than ours, of course. But hello! But this is a current look at our progress. As far as we are aware, late 2024 is still the goal, so Tiana's Bayou Adventure should open this year. And we are hopping over to Disney California Adventure now, and the first bit of construction we're going to come across is that the store, the gift shop across from Soarin' Around the World, is completely under construction wall and scrim. I feel like this is new. I don't think that this was here last time. It's still open. They've been doing this a lot lately, just putting up construction walls around the outside of areas to update the facade, but they're keeping everything open in the process. The restrooms are still open during construction as well. We announced this one last month, but now you actually get to see the construction because it was still open when we talked about it last time. Grizzly River Run closed on January 9th and is not set to reopen until March 1st, but it will be open again before spring break. So just regular refurbishments. This happens every single year. Nothing to get too worried about. They're not changing anything. They're not really updating anything. They're just doing some touch-ups to make sure that the ride stays fully functioning. It's the off season. It's supposed to be cold. It's 81 degrees today. This would have been a really nice ride to have today, but it's supposed to be cold. Next week's a high of 55 degrees, so people wouldn't be riding it usually at this time of year anyway, so this is a good time for them to close Grizzly River Run. Looks like they're also taking the time to update the Disney Vacation Club area here. It says, pardon our pixie dust, we have new magic coming soon. I was surprised to see the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail on the refurb schedule for this month. Or rather not this month, I just in my research, it closes on March 4th, and no reopening dates currently listed for it. I can't imagine it's going to be closed all that long. Probably just doing some touch-ups, but Redwood Creek Challenge Trail will be going down on March 4th. It does look like they brought the Raya and the Last Dragon meet and greet back. Probably mostly for Lunar New Year, but I think last year it hung around after Lunar New Year, so that might be the case again this year. Our next ride that is closing is Radiator Springs Racers. Now, most people on the internet, I feel like, are aware of this because of some clickbait articles from some questionable online sources, which I will not name, but just suffice it to say that not every single thing that you read on the internet is 100% honest. They basically, they weren't dishonest, but they were very clickbaity. They said that Radiator Springs Racers was closing indefinitely. And what that meant was it was listed on the refurb schedule as closing, but it was not listed for reopening because, well, it was only a day into the refurb schedule and listed being closed, and Disneyland hadn't announced anything. So this news article place decided to say closed indefinitely, and that created a tizzy on the internet, making people think the Radiator Springs Racers was closing for good. No, instead it is just closing on February 26th and reopening on March 2nd. So about a week, just a very, very short refurbishment, touch-ups on the attraction. It is not closing permanently. Do not freak out. Do not worry. They create articles for clickbait. That's all I'm going to say. Ba la 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 la. Oh, looky here, Incredicoaster must have broken because there's nobody on the ride, and there was nobody on the previous train either. So they're just running some tests on the attraction at the moment. And Incredicoaster is actually on our construction update for the month of February. Well, actually, it's March, not really February. So Oh, there's actually another one queued up there now. There goes the first one. But it closes on March 4th. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. We'll have more information for you in the March construction update next month, obviously, but this closes March 4th with no known reopening date. Oh no, it's closing indefinitely, mass hysteria, it's gonna close forever. No, I didn't say that. I'm just, you know, poking fun at the last thing that we were just talking about, because it has no known reopening date as of right now. The schedule only goes out to like March 9th, and so it's gonna be closed at least for 5 days. It's not closing at the same time as Radiator Springs Racers, though. They are staggered, so, oh, they added the audio. Must be getting closer to actually reopening it. But anyway, at least they won't be closed at the same time, so that's a good thing. Yep, they just started putting people back on the attraction. Amy and the kids waited for it while I've been filming other things, and they said it took them 55 minutes to ride that ride. But they waited it because it is Benjamin's newest favorite ride. Now that he's tall enough, he's like obsessed with Incredicoaster. It's so cute. And our final ride to report on for this construction update is Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind. You can see that it is down for construction. It is under scrim. They have a construction wall up over here. This attraction is unavailable. Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind closed on January 22nd, and it will reopen on February 9th. So about a 2-week refurb. We are obviously in the middle of the down stage right now, but it will be back up in just about a week and a half. And to end out this video, we are going to get the Japanese-style fluffy cheesecake from AntCast Cafe. I had to have food in here somewhere, plus I met up with my family, so you can see Amy in this video for like 5 seconds.
I'm a little nervous, but it's very fluffy.
Very fluffy.
Yeah, I get the name.
A cheesecake Amy likes?
I think so, because it's not dense. So I don't know what you're going to think.
Because I like a dense cheesecake?
Mm-hmm. I like it. It's like eating a pillow.
I don't know if I like that description. Eating a pillow. Okay, edible pillow, take one. Yeah, we definitely have 2 different responses. You can keep your edible pillow. I want my dense cheesecake. It's better with the cherry sauce, but I just want a regular New York cheesecake with Hershey syrup drizzled on top. I add that myself. Well, that's it for our time here today at Disneyland, giving you a construction update. We do one of these every single month, so hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more of them. Thanks for watching. Click this video if you would like to keep watching, and we will see you again next time.